are sort of stranded. She has a flat tire and no spare, and I was kind of hoping you could pick us up.
You have a cock sock? I'm like, the what? He's like, yeah, you know, the hide your... I'm like, no? Am I supposed to just... Everybody's supposed to have one of these things? Am I have underwear? It's like, no, just bring a sock with you. I'm like, oh, okay. I didn't think. So I show up there and it just got this bright white tube sock. Is this good, guys? They're like, oh no. Should have brought a black one. I'm like, oh, you racist. I didn't think it was going to stand out. I'm like, oh no. But luckily we had I guess something. I don't remember how we rectified that, but there's definitely a lot of takes where you just see this long sock dangling down between his legs. Yes, a long sock lady, a long sock lady. Giggity.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and open up for a couple audience.
Supernatural was Leatherface. They're all, right? Freddy, Jason, Michael Myers, even Chucky's, Supernatural. There's always some kind of dark, magic, mystical, voodoo kind of thing going on. There's always some dark, supernatural entity at work. So I don't think you could really have that many violent interactions throughout so many movies where your character, where he doesn't die. Like, how is somebody not going to deliver a death blow at some point? So might as well just kill him off and now go into the supernatural and put him into that realm with the other guys. But I will say this is probably a little bit of a spoiler for the sequel. All right. Should I say this? So, all right, so you know at the end of Terrifier, he's clearly supernatural. So, but what we're going to do now is fully embrace that aspect. Because I feel like in all the other movies, you know they're obviously supernatural, but they don't explain how. Like, you don't know how Jason comes back. You don't even know how Freddy comes back. Maybe like later in like 6, they explain a little bit. But nobody explains what dark force is bringing him back, or Michael Myers. So I think it would be cool and different to actually really explore that in this one and have that element be this main, almost a main character in and of itself. So that's one of the coolest parts of the second one, actually.
Okay, so as far as I know, there's not a NECA Artie the Clown. Is there? Artie the Clown, sorry. If there was one, what accessories would you like him to have?
There's a lot of Oh, he was asking about, since NECA hasn't made an Art the Clown yet, get on that, NECA. Same thing with Funko Pop, get on that, boys. But, yeah, like, what accessories would we like to have with him? I would say, you gotta give him the horn. Yeah. Gotta have the bag, too. The hacksaw, yeah, sure. Yeah. Maybe the little bicycle as well. Yeah. At least a bicycle.
Extra stuff for it. We'll know what extra stuff inside those things are already listed.
Oh boy. You gotta at least have a head in there. Yeah. The whip. Yeah. And some variant figures. Get a bloody arc, get him dressed up as the woman, that would be cool. Yeah, I can see that. Oh, a gun. Let's gotta give him the gun. Gotta have the gun. Gotta have the gun. Yeah. And I mean, especially, we have to have the jack-o'-lantern head, because hell yeah, I mean, they did that with the Mike Myers figure, and we did it first, damn it. Come on, Mike. Oh, yeah.
Explains that he's supernatural now by the end of the movie. Because you just said that you're going to explore the supernatural side a bit more in the sequel. Is he still going to be using a gun? Or...
I can't say. Yeah, but the gun is one of the most polarizing aspects of the movie. People despise it or think it's the coolest thing that they didn't see coming, and that's where I was coming from. I thought, and again, just trying to do new stuff. I said, why couldn't a slasher use a gun? Because I'm looking at the greats, And I'm like, yeah, a gun would never make sense to one of them. I mean, you know, but would it fit in Art's hands? And I thought it would, and I thought it's something he would use. And when people are like, oh, he's cheating, of course he is. He's terrible. He's a piece of shit.
He's in it to win it, baby. But I like to always point out with that scene, too, you look at how he reacts towards that kill versus all of his other kills. And that's something we intentionally did. Like, all the other kills, he is having a blast. He is just, like, laughing, smiling, hopping around gleefully. That one, he is dead face, no expression, just pissed. He's just like, he's kind of, you know, I would say he's disappointed that he had to resort to such means. But it's like, he's not going to lose. So he's going to do what he can. That's his plan Z. So he's like, yeah, it's just, yeah. And it was important because we just killed who you thought was the main character, and pretty much in every kill we established in Terrifier that he kind of winks to the audience some way after all the kills, like for like a little moment of levity, you know, get a little giggle out of each thing because he gets a kick out of what he does. And that was the only time I didn't want the audience to laugh after he killed somebody. So we didn't have him do any jokes. I always want to bring you back. I always want to stay in the serious zone. Like at the end of the day, over the comedic aspect of the movie, I always want to make sure that, no, this is like still, at the end of the day, this is real deal. He's evil and sadistic. But even though you're having fun with him, like, he's terrible. So that was one of those times I wanted to just keep it really dark and cold, and he wasn't going to laugh or anything. And that's important. I want to keep making sure we do that. We don't go too far into, like, the goofiness of the guy. With him, I was like, holy shit. Because I've been having some kids coming up to me and stuff like that. I'm like, oh my god, dude. I'm like, I'm basically going to be this younger generation's Freddy Krueger, hopefully, one day. And that's a... And just like, that's like mind-blowing to me because, you know, that was, you know, I know how it was when I was a kid, like, Freddy was a big deal, and I was like, but, you know, at one point, like, Freddy Krueger was, like, going to be the new generation of, like, Bela Lugosi and Lon Chaney Jr. and, you know, Boris Karloff and all that, so I'm just like, holy crap, that might be something wow, it's all still just sinking in still. I'm like, this is nothing I ever expected to happen in my life. Yeah, I mean, this time last year I was waiting tables. So I was like, this is better. Especially in New York where you get all these rich people. They're like, I wanted 5 cubes of ice in my water and you gave me 6. 6 that. Give it a few minutes. What? Oh, yeah. Oh, I that's the funny thing. I would have moments on the job, too, where someone would piss me off, and I would just come up with some creative way to kill them in my head. And I just get home to Damien. I thought of a new kill.
And we have time for one more right back there.
I was just wondering what your relationship with Netflix is, since they kind of, you know, broke it, that it worked out because, you know, they've had with. I was just wondering what your relationship was with them.
Well, our distributor was the one who made the deal and got it. You know, I'm not personally in direct contact with Netflix or anything, but I know it must have done well on there because it was trending for a while on there, and you know, when you go into their horror section and stuff, they usually keep the popular movies either at the very top or the very bottom. So, like, Terrifier is still either up top or at the bottom, which is cool. That's a good sign. So, I know it's doing well. A lot of people saw it. I mean, going back to what's happening and how popular it's getting, what really, like, blows my mind is when you start getting celebrities who you find out are fans of the movie. So, like, one of our biggest supporters is Kerry King of Slayers, who's a massive fan of Art the Clown. Like, he rocks the shirt and everything like that. And, yeah, oh, that's right. He had his birthday cake was two-sided. It was Art the Clown and the Nun on one cake. It was cool. And then, and now Chris Jericho is a massive fan all of a sudden, which is mind-blowing. So,
Yeah, little things like that starts sinking in. It's like, all right, maybe we got something going on here. So,
It's all thanks to you guys.
Yeah,
I mean,
sure.
it really is literally all thanks to you guys. Because like when we came out last year in March, we didn't really get like big mainstream press coverage. It was all the fans.
It's all word of mouth.
Just
It's
word of
all the
mouth,
popularity.
the fan-made websites, stuff like that. They were the ones, y'all were the ones getting the word out there to everybody, and that's what made us explode. And it just keeps on. I still have people coming up to me at the cons like, I just watched you guys for the first time last night because my friends were like saying you have to watch this. And and we're still not even getting like mentioned by like IGN and stuff like that. But I'm like, fuck it, who cares? It's the fans. You guys know what you want, and you keep spreading the love. So it's like it's you guys, and that's why we're making these fans. I'm not making these fans, making these movies for the fans because it's like we love horror films, and we want to make the movies that we want to see.
That roof stuff, I mean, that was really neat, and we built a fake roof that wasn't 3 stories high, but it was 2 stories high and about 18 or 20 feet, and freezing like this weather and slate roof and, you know, iced over and super scary, and I had absolutely no fear. All those things that I would definitely not do nowadays.
Now, of course, you worked very closely with Donald Pleasance in 4 and 5. You know, what was it like working with Donald?
It was great. I mean, we didn't have much to talk about, you know. But I remember when he left, I always tell the story, when he left Halloween 5, I think it was, he only worked a few days, then he left and I would work the rest of the movie, and he made them keep his trailer there for me, and he was like, you're the star of this movie, and I had this big trailer and this kitchen and a bedroom, and I just thought it was just like the coolest.
What was the most challenging scene for you in the first one you did? In 4?
I think I was most scared of backing up into that mirror in the costume shop in the drugstore, because it's this thing called candy glass, like breakaway glass, but I don't think I really got like what was going to happen. So, and then I took it. I wish I kept all that stuff. I thought it was so cool after I broke it to a million pieces that I took all the pieces home in a bag. Candy.